All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Everyone's position is important. Everyone's position is important in this walk, okay? If you are of the elect, your position, whether you deem it small or big, is important, okay? And that's what we're going to get into today in this lesson. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12 and verse 12. It reads, "For as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body." Right? So the body has many members, okay? When you look at your body, it doesn't all have the same members. You have fingers, you have toes, you have arms, you have legs, you have ears, you have eyes, you have many members, okay? But they're all one. Why? Because they're all in lockstep. They go together, okay? The hand doesn't try to do the part of the foot. Neither does the ear try to do the part of the mouth. Because why? It wasn't meant for that, okay? Feet were meant to walk. Hands are used to pick up things. Eyes are meant to see. Ears are meant to hear. And your mouth is meant to speak. They all have different parts, but they all work in one unison to make this body thing run, man. Okay? So it says, are one body, so also is a Mashiach, right? So you have to be on board with the doctrine that Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai taught, man. And if you're not in unison, you have to get on board, okay? And he set up, individuals to bring forth this truth so that you may learn, okay? So it's all about your walk, man. And if you are the elect, you're going to get on board, okay? You're going to get on board with what the truth says, because you're not going to be what? You're not going to be jealous of this one person who you think has a higher position or knows more than you, because that, for the most part, is what have people fall out, man, okay? They see this individual who they deem to not be worthy of a position that they may or may not have, and they try to get envious of that, and they go off and do their own thing, man. Okay? They go off and do their own thing because why? They wasn't satisfied with being the foot or being the, hand or being the finger or being the thumb. They wanted to be the head, man. Okay? And we know who the head is. It's Yahweh Shai. All right? But they wanted a more worthy member of the body than what they thought they were worthy of, okay? That's why you have to be humble and have a contrite spirit in this walk, man. All right? It ain't all about you. Matter of fact, it isn't about you. As John said, I must decrease and he must increase, okay? We here to push this truth, all right, in all sincerity and honesty, man. It ain't about us. We're not here to make this walk about us, man. All right? And a lot of, Israelites come into this truth humble, but then what happens? They get big-headed, man. Okay? And Esau Edom plays on that emotion of what? Getting views, getting likes, getting, ahs and oohs, and he gives you numbers to inflate your ego. Okay? So it's all about stroking the ego. And he knows for the most part, our people are emotional, man. Okay? They don't want to be, they don't want to be the bottom of the body, okay? They want to be the top dog of Israel, man. You see? They want to be the top dog of Israel. All right? Ain't put in no work, you see? Don't want to, submit to instructions and orders. They just want to be rogue and do what they want to do, man. Okay? So, hey, Esau Edom gives them a alley or a avenue to do just that, man. And then he'll give them numbers to reflect on just how, much ego they have, man. And the comments don't hurt. The comments don't help either because it only inflates the ego more, man. All right? That's why you have to have a humble and a contrite spirit, man. You have to take instructions, okay? Especially if you ain't been in this walk for long, man. Take instructions, all right? So let's read it again. 1 Corinthians 12 and 12. For as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, right? So they walking in lockstep. They all in unison, okay? It says, so also is Hamashiach, man. Verse 13. For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, right? So even having and even using different names, man, that's not lockstep. That's why Amos 3 says what? Can two walk together lest they be in agreement? Let's go there. Okay. So you have a lot of unity and camps that come together in this truth. And, they're not lockstep, man. They don't even call them the same names, man. It says Amos 3 and 3, can two walk together except they be agreed? Right. So you can't be on the same page as someone if y'all don't agree on everything that's written on that page, man. Something what you deem to be as little as getting the names right, that other person or individual may deem that a big issue, man. Which having the right names is a very big issue. Because those are the names we're going to have to call on in the time of our calamity, man. Okay? So it's very important, man. It's very important. And a lot of people, they go their separate ways because why? They want to be the big dog, okay? They want to be the one that's garnishing all the attention, all right? They don't want to submit themselves to the teachings of Yahushua, man. Okay? They want to be the big dog, the big kahuna, man. All right? So let's go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 13 and pick up. It says, verse 13, 1 Corinthians 12 and 13, for by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. Right. So you will have a Christian that comes on and read that and say, see, it says whether it be Jew or Gentiles. Okay. But that's just speaking of those that don't know who they are, man. Okay. We all were in a Gentile state of mind before coming into this truth, man. And we didn't all serve the true living power. But we could have swore up and down that we did, man. All right. So we were bond. We were slaves to this society, to this kingdom, man. We were bond, okay? We weren't free until we got the true names, man. And that's the beginning. You have to have the right names to call on, okay? What is that? Romans 10 and 14. Let's read it. This is Romans 10 and verse 14. It reads, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? You see, we were slaves to the lies that this so-called white man Esau Edom gave to us and perpetuated over the times of us being here in our captivity, man. And one of the names that they used prominently was Jesus Christ, man. Okay, and they did that religiously. you'll go up into these so-called Sunday school churches and church in general, and they'll push that name, Jesus Christ. And behind that name, Jesus Christ, they would give you a false doctrine, man. No salvation, no telling you who you are, no telling you what's the outcome to come, no telling you how to be escaped or how to be delivered from the snare. None of that, man. So Romans 10 and 14 reads what? How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? Right. We all, some way, shape, or form, had to have our mind, our heart to be reprogrammed, to be washed, to be made clean, to understanding the true name, man. That was key to our awakening, understanding the true name and how we've been lied to, okay? We didn't know that before coming into this truth. We were all slaves. We were all bondmen to this society, man. Okay? Pursuant to the curses. Deuteronomy 28, 64. So we all had to be taught one way or another the truth, okay? And it had to be given to men that were inspired by the Holy Spirit, man. Because this word is true, okay? But then as time went on, men started to get and think more highly of themselves, which called what? As we're going to read in this chapter, schisms. Cause individuals to break up and to be divided, okay? So it says, verse 14, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? Right. How could we call on someone that we didn't know about, that we didn't believe in? So we were calling Jesus. We were calling on Allah. Okay, that was a big thing back in the 90s, man. Which what? That Nation of Islam. It sounds close enough to the truth. It shined the light on Esau Edom, the so-called white man, but we didn't know his name was Esau Edom, you see? It just made it put to the point that we knew the white man was evil. They didn't give us the name, how to identify him according to the Bible. Showing you that what? That Quran ain't the way, man. Okay? That Quran is not the way. It doesn't sync up with what the word of the true and living power Yahweh says, man. The Bible says it doesn't need no other mate. Okay? So it says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? Right? How are we going to believe on someone we didn't hear and whom we did not hear of? It says, and how shall they hear without a preacher? Right. We had to have somebody preach this word to us, man, and really go into it and show us the lies that we were given here in captivity, man. And the spirit began to sup with us, man. Because why? The spirit is about truth, man. It tears down the strongholds, the lies that were perpetuated by this so-called white man, Esau Edom, man. Okay? So we had to have that awakening to be awoken to the fact that we are Israelites, our heritage, our culture, you know, our power, his name, Yahweh, the Father, and the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. We had to have all of that. Because, wow, we're going to need it in these end days, these last days of this man's rulership. Okay? It's very important, but we didn't know that. We didn't have that prior to being free. Okay? Being free of this man's enchantments. Okay? His lies. Okay? Because it tells us, for our weapons are not carnal, but spiritual, and tearing down of strongholds. See if I can get that. Because that's part of the lies that were perpetuated that put us into the predicament that we in now. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. See, that's Esau Edom's blessing. He's a carnal man. We're a spiritual man, okay? But mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. What was a stronghold? The names, man. The names. That was a stronghold for the longest. And it's still to this day to the 2/3, man. They don't want to acknowledge the true names of the Father and the only begotten Son. Okay? So they're going to get just the reward that they get for not acknowledging that and having the names to call on. Where it tells us in Acts 4 and verse 12 that what? Acts 4 and 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. Right. So how can we be saved if we don't have the name to call on? The Most High is not cruel to leave us, in a predicament where we can't have a way out of it. No. He will give us the names back. Okay. He will awaken us. Okay. And we will stand on our feet after 3 days and a half. All right. By a man by the name of Abba Bivens. Okay. Who was Elijah, John the Baptist, who was Elijah and John John the Baptist in the reincarnation, man. Okay? So we had to have these names to be given to us to what? To receive salvation. How are we going to get out of here if we don't have the names to call on? Okay? This is a walk we're going on. It takes time, man. You can run, you could try to jog, you could try to skip, man, but this is a walk, man. We have to make it into the end. We have to endure into the end, okay? That's how you know. That's how you know whether or not you are going to be of that stock, that ilk, the elect. You got to endure into the end, man. The walk has started, but it hasn't really gotten intensified, until Jacob's trouble comes. Then that walk is going to be intensified, man. Then you're going to see the importance of having the names, okay? So 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 13 reads what? For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body. Not two, not three, but one Spirit are we all baptized into one body. There's no Jesus, I baptize you in the name of Jesus. There's no Allah, no Buddha. It's Yahushua, man. Okay, you can't call on any other name other than Yahushua to get to the Father, man. It says, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. Right. So we all been made to drink into that one Spirit, man. All right. And that's the spirit of what? Truth, man. Okay. The spirit of Yahushua is what? Prophecy, man. That's why you see it more and more. You see who has the spirit, the testimony of Yahushua. Okay. Their works is showing. They're exposing this, man. You can't get that out of Christian churches, man. You're not going to get Bishop T.D. Jakes or Geno Jennings, in that spirit of Yahushua. No, they too concerned about that money, that bag, okay? They're too concerned about their ego being more and more inflated, man. All right? Especially these other, mega churches. Your Joel Osteen, your TD, your Creflo Dollar, man. They don't occupy themselves in the spirit, man. Because it tells us, Revelation 19 and 10, that what? And I felt, Slucky, let me slow it down. Revelation 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? So these other, churches, so-called churches, but pastors, preachers, They're not coming in the spirit of what? Prophecy, which is what? The testimony of Yahushua, man. They leaving you out there to dry, okay? They're leaving you out there to dry. It says, for by one spirit are we all baptized. But they'll claim that you can go get dumped in a filthy river or tub of filthy water in the name of Jesus. I baptize you. But they're not in the spirit of Yahushua, man. They ain't telling you what's going on, the impending danger that's coming. It says, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one spirit. Right. So we all have that one spirit, man. Okay. We all in lock and step. Okay. It says, for the body is not one member, but many. Right. We all can't be the head. We all can't be, what you deem to be a prestigious position. There's many members. So it says, for the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? Right. The foot is of the body, man. It just has a different position. It says, and if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? No, it is of the body. You see, it has a different position than what the eye has. The ear hears things, okay? It says, verse 17, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? Right, if we was just all eyes and no hearing, how will we be able to hear when danger is coming? Okay? You can't all have that prestigious position, man, okay? Just be ecstatic that you was woken up to the truth and you've been put and entered into the race in order to what? Endure, man, to have a position. So it says what? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? No, it is of the body, okay? It says, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? Right. Sometimes you can't see the danger, but you can smell the danger, man. Okay? This body is all, like we mentioned earlier, in unison. It's all in lockstep, man. If the eye can't pick up a danger, guess what? The ear might hear it. If the ear can't pick up danger, guess what? The nose might smell it. Okay? It says, verse 17, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now have the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it have pleased him. Right. The Most High have given you your portion that he knows that you are equipped with to deal with. Okay? Although you may deem it small and insignificant to you, it has an important role because you don't know, man. Okay? You don't know what the outcome is going to be. All right? You may deem it because you don't have a prestigious position where people reverence you and give you, comments and likes and all of that. That what you're doing is not what you're supposed to be doing, man. Okay? This is a walk, man. All right? This is a walk. All right? It's going to test your faith. All right? You have to endure, man, because you don't know how you're going to turn out once you come through that fire. But one thing you can say, if you make it through that fire, you are the elect, man. Okay? And that's a very honorable position to have made it through the fire and to have been chosen from the beginning. All right? It doesn't matter. I speak for myself. Lord's willing, Abaratasa. Hey, Abaratasa. if we of that number, man, I'm not going to say myself because that's being too prideful. I'm going to say if we of that number, all right? Because you ought to not think highly of yourself, man, all right? That's why you have to keep that contrite and humble spirit, man, all right? Just keep enduring. So it says, verse 20. Let me see where we at. No, verse 18. But now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them in the body, as it have pleased him. Right. So that's why you have, those that are put above you to give you what? Sound instruction, man. All right. Now, whether you take heed or not, that's going to be on you, man. All right. That's going to show you whether or not you in the spirit or not. All right. Because I don't want to take something from somebody who don't really look like they understand what's going on. No, man. Is it sound doctrine, man? Is it sound doctrine? You got to have faith that the Most High will not leave you alone. So how he's going to give you instructions? He's going to set up people to what? To blow the trumpet, to warn you, okay? And you should do the same, man, if you're capable of it. It doesn't matter how many people you warning, man. Just blow the damn trumpet, okay? If you set up to do so, all right? Know your position, man, all right? Know your position, okay? Whether you are a captain or an officer, know your position, all right? And I say that because, there's people that don't know their position, all right? There's people that want to be the eyes when they should be what? The damn feet, man. Okay? And this is Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 15. All right? We can't all have thousands and be in an important position. Some of us just may be, officers, don't have anything, but we have that faith, man. That's one thing we all have in common. We have faith, man. All right? If we of that body, we have faith. That's one thing we all do have in common. All right? Or else we wouldn't be here. Deuteronomy 1 and 15. It reads, so I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you. You see? So you're going to have somebody over you, man. It's just it, man. They're over you to what? Give you instructions, man. Okay? They're over you to give you instructions, all right? You have to take them as a soldier, man. Okay? Because if you don't take instructions, then guess what? You are jeopardizing the well-being of the whole body, man. You trying to walk on your goddamn hands, and you can't get as far as you can if you walk on your damn feet, man. You trying to look with your damn ears when you can't see as well as you would if you look with your eyes, man. You got to take instruction, okay? Sound doctrine, all right? It says, so I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes, right? So you got to know your role, man. You got to know your role. You just can't come into this truth and try to supersede someone that's been doing the work, man. Just so you can get what? Notoriety and fame throughout Israel? Man, fuck Israel, man. Speaking of you 2/3, man. You trying to get notoriety and fame over the 2/3? These degenerates? Okay? You trying to get justification from a 2/3? No, man. Listen to those with wisdom, man. That got wisdom, that's doing it, that has the spirit and testimony of Yahushua, man. By their works, man. Okay? You see? You got them other 2/3 that want to be, the head honcho, the Gustavo, that ain't even in the spirit, man. Okay? They in the spirit of we shall overcome in March, man. All right? They ain't in the spirit, man. They're not in the spirit of Yahweh, which is the testimony, which is prophecy. Okay? You should know a tree by its works, man. All right? So back to what is that? You should know a tree by its fruits. Salakia. So back to 1 Corinthians 12 in verse, what was it, 18? 1 Corinthians 12 and 18. It says, but now have the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it have pleased him. Right. Because ultimately, it's the Most High that's doing the work, man. He's the one that's orchestrating everything. He's just using the man to do it. Don't look at yourself so highly to think that, you can do whatever you see this other man that's doing when you can't. Okay? It's apparent. Okay? Just look at the works, man. It says what? I believe that's St. Luke 6:43. For a good tree bringeth not forth what? Let's read it. St. Luke 6:43. Red letter, so that's Yahweh speaking. It reads, for a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doth a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Right. So there's a reason why the Most High has put that individual in that position to lead over men's of thousands, even some men's of hundreds, and some men's of 50s and 10s. Okay? It's a reason why. All right? You can't try to put yourselves in the mindset of Yahweh. It tells you, as my ways are higher than yours. Isaiah 55, if I'm not mistaken. Isaiah 55:8, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. All right? So your thoughts are not like the thoughts of the Most High. That's why he's the Most High, man. There is no higher than him. That's the highest it gets, is Yahweh. You can't be on that level. But he has set man over you, okay, to guide you, to direct you, to give you sound advice, to give you instruction, according to the word, man. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. It reads, I have planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase. Okay? The Most High is the one that's going to give the increase. All right? He's just using man to do so. All right? That's why you have to be humble. You can't be the head honcho, the numero uno. We know that's Yahweh. All right? Just be ecstatic and even, just be glad that you is in the lottery to be part of the elect. All right, we don't know who the elect is, but we're fighting to get that position. All right. If we are the elect, it doesn't matter if we the 144,000 or the first. Okay, if we are that elect, man, it don't matter. Shit. Just be glad that you what? Your name is written in the book, man. Okay? Just be glad of that. We're going to get that too in St. Luke. Abaratasa, Father willing, I remember. So 1 Corinthians, matter of fact, let's just go there and get it now while it's still fresh on the dome. This is Luke 10 and verse 19. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. Luke 10 and 19. It says, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Right? So some will get big headed and say, man, I'm gonna have all that. Hey, I'm ready. But let's look at the real message behind this. It's gonna reveal it in verse 20. It says, notwithstanding in this rejoice not. So don't rejoice in that. Don't rejoice that you're going to have powers and you're going to be able to tread over scorpions. It's going to tell you what to rejoice over. It says, notwithstanding in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice. Why? Because your names are written in heaven. That's why. Rejoice because your names are written in heaven. You are the elect, man. Whether you the first or the 144,000, just rejoice that. That's enough to be rejoiced for. And if you're not of the 144,000, which is the ruling governor body, just be proud that you of the, multitude, the innumerable number. Just be proud and happy that you even received salvation, man. And were beamed up, when the chariots. Just be rejoicing and be happy about that. All right? So what if you're not of the 144,000? If you of the innumerable number, that's enough to be rejoiced for. Why? Because you're going to receive salvation. When these 2/3 Jakes here, especially here in the United States of America, is getting burned, guess what? You're going to receive salvation by the way of those chariots that the world calls UFOs and UAPs and now drones. That's enough to be rejoiced for over. Okay? So it ain't all about having your ego stroke, man. Especially if you ain't put in the work. You can't think that you going to, come in on day one and outdo somebody that's been in this thing for decades, man. Come on, man. You ought to not think highly of yourself. All right? Because why? The Most High is the one that's doing the work. He's using man to do the work, but he's the one that's increasing. Okay? He's the one that's doing the increase. All right? And men that's carnal just see another man and they get envious of that man for whatever reason. We know the reason why, because the Most High isn't dealing with him, man. It's that spirit, that envious spirit, all right? That's why it's just best to be humble and contrite. Let's get that precept. Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66 and verse 2. For all those things have my hand. Isaiah 66 and verse 2. For all those things have my hand made, and all those things have been, saith Yahweh. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. Okay? That's the spirit you have to have. You have to be humble, you have to be contrite. All right, let's see if that word contrite reveals anything in the Hebrew. Stricken, smitten. Okay, you know what? Let's get a different translation to see how it reads in maybe the NLT. It says, my hands have made both heaven and earth. They and everything in them are mine. So that's letting you know that the Most High is possessive, man. Okay? He's the one that's done everything, and he used his only begotten son, Yahweh, to do so. It says, I, Yahweh, have spoken. I will bless those who have humble and contrite hearts, who tremble at my words. Okay? Let's see if there's another translation. That YLT might be a good one to come back to, because it has another word other than contrite. Check out the CSB. My hands made all these things, and so they all come into begin. Slack it. And so they all came into begin. This is Yahweh's declaration. I will look favorably on this kind of person, one who is humble, submissive in spirit. You see? You got to be submissive, man. You got to have a contrite spirit, all right? You can't think too highly of yourself, man. You got to walk in meekness. It says, and trembles at my word. The last one I want to look at is the AMB, probably. The AMP reads, for all these things my hand has made, so all these things came into being by and for me. You see, Yahweh, he's a jealous power. It tells us that. I believe that's Deuteronomy 4:24. Okay? It says, for all these things my hand has made, so all these things came into being by and for me, declares Yahweh. But to this one I will look graciously, to him who is humble and contrite in spirit, and who trembles at my word and honors my commands. Right? So that contrite spirit, man, you have to have that submissive, that stricken, that mixed. Let's read that in YLT. It says, and all these my hand have made, and all these things were an affirmation. It says Jehovah, but it's supposed to be Yahweh. And unto this one I look attentively, unto the humble and bruised in spirit. Right. So we bruise ourselves in the spirit because why? We present our bodies as an acceptable and holy sacrifice. Romans 12:1, man. We don't want to be what? Above our pay. We don't want to have that proud and pompous spirit, man. We got to bruise our spirit, man. We got to continue to, present our bodies as acceptable and holy, acceptable sacrifices, man. It says, and tremble at my word. Okay, so you get the picture, man. You got to have a contrite and what? It says contrite and poor. It says, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, man. You got to have a bruise, a smitten, what was the other word contrite meant? It was stricken, and what was the other one? Stricken and smitten. You got to have a stricken and smitten spirit, man. You got to have a pretty much what's the word? You got to have a pretty much a slave mentality, man, to this truth, man. You're a slave to this truth, okay? That's just it. You're a slave to this truth, man. Until we have been set free in totality, when Yahweh Shai comes back, we're a slave to this truth, man. Okay? And that's the type of spirit we have to have. We have to have that humble, contrite spirit. Okay? So let's go back to 1 Corinthians. What was that? 12 and 18. But now have the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body as it have pleased him. Right. So let me double check and make sure I finish the thought on Luke 10 and verse 21, I believe we were at. 20. So it says, notwithstanding in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Right. So you have to rejoice that your names are written in heaven. That's you having that contrite spirit, because we're not looking because we can tread on scorpions, because that doesn't mean anything if this doesn't pertain to us, because why? Our names are not written in heaven. Okay? And we read that. The heaven, or we didn't read that, but Isaiah 66:1, roughly paraphrasing, it says, the heaven is my throne and the earth is my footstool. So if your name is written in the heaven, that means the Most High knew you from the beginning. Okay? And that's why you're even able to tread on the scorpions. Okay? And serpents. Because why? Your name is written in heaven. That's the contrite spirit you should have, that you gotta pray continuously that your name is one of the ones that's written in heaven. Then you get all the blessings. And part of the blessings, the glory, is having salvation on the first go around, man. Which such the second death, has no preeminence over you, roughly paraphrasing. And so if you go and make it on the first go around, that means you were one of the ones that were with Yahweh from the beginning. Okay? So that's what you rejoice in, that your names are written in heaven, because you don't know. Until now, no one knows who is who. Okay? No one knows who is who in this truth as of now. Okay? You don't know who you are, or who you were, or if you even of the elect, or if you even of the stock of Yasharallah, man. We all are praying like no one else can and doing the work. See, it's one thing to say you're doing something, but it's another thing to actually have the actions to show that you're doing something. Okay? That's why I say, be ye doers of the word, not just hearers, but doers also, man. Okay? Them Christians, they tell you one thing, but their actions don't show what they saying. So we got to be doers of this word, all right? And the slim chance that everything will align in order for us, that we of the stock of Yasharallah, that our names are written in heaven, and that we of the elect, man. It's a lot of work that we doing, but we have to have that contrite spirit, that smitten, that strict spirit, man. All right? So back to 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 18, just to reiterate before we go on to the next verse. But now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it hath pleased him. 19, and if they were all one member, where were the body? Right? If we were all one member, how would that be a body? Okay? Matter of fact, let's see if that word body reveals anything. So this is the Greek word.
Strong's G, 4983, soma. Soma.
And one of the words that just jump out already is letter B, the living body. Okay? The living. All right? You have to be animated and alive in this truth, pursuant to Ezekiel the 37th chapter. We were all dry bones, but then this truth came in and it reanimated us and we became alive, man. All right? It says, so in the New Testament of the church, right? The body is comprised of what? Different members, but they all in one. That's the church, okay? For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Okay? Speaking of Yahushua, I believe that's St. Luke 18 and 20. Is that St. Luke? Oh, that might be Matthew 18 and 20. Salakia. Let me see. This is St. Matthew 18 and 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Right? So that's the body, man. Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in whose name? Yahushua. Not Jesus, not Christ, but Yahushua. That's the spirit. There am I in the midst of them. Okay? So back to 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 19, it reads, and if they were all one member, where were the body, right? Because you need 2 or 3, man. All right? You got to have 2 or 3. All right? If you all just one, where's the body at? Okay? You can't be the head, man. That's Yahweh Shai's position, is the head. It says, verse 21, and the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Verse 22, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. Right? Those ones that you don't deem to be as important, those are the ones that are necessary. Okay? The little finger, the little pinky. You don't think the pinky is necessary to grab, to grip, to hold on to something? Of course. You don't think the tooth is important to bite, to chew? But it's a feeble member. It's the smallest. It's probably one of the smallest members. Of course it's necessary. All right? It says, verse 23, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor. Right? So those that you think is less honor, upon those we bestow more abundant honor, man. Why? And our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. Right? Those parts that you don't think are those parts that you don't think is a pretty job, guess what? It has more abundant comeliness. Okay? So you just have to be in the spirit to understand, man. Your part is your part. That was given to you. Don't try to play the part of someone else, man. Because you might not fit the bill, okay? And that's what causes a lot of people to fall out, man. All right? They want to be the head honcho. They want to be the number one, okay? When that ain't their position, all right? Their position is, maybe the heel, maybe the bottom of the foot, okay? Play your role, man. Play it well, man, because whether you the number one or whether you the last, man, your name is written in heaven. So verse 22 says, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. Verse 23, and those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor. And our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. Verse 24, for our comely parts have no need. Right? Those of us that already know the truth, we already know. It's those that don't, that, we are supposed to be trying to, preach this word to. Okay? Those are the ones with that Gentile mindset. Okay? But we believe now the elect is just about sealed up now. So that's why things are speeding up now. Because those comely parts have what? Have bestowed more abundant honor on the uncomely parts. Those of us that didn't know who we were. Those of us that were Gentiles. Okay? That's why you're seeing prophecy starting to speed up now, because those more comely parts have bestowed more abundant honor on the uncomely. Okay, those of us that didn't know, those of us that had to be raised up and brought up in this truth, man. Okay, so now the elect is just about sealed. It's time for the second phase, man. Okay, it's time for the chip to be made mandatory. It's time for the missiles to come, and it's time for the elect to be delivered. Verse 25, that there should be no schism. Matter of fact, let me jump back up to 24. For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, have given more abundant honor to the part which lack. Right. So the Most High, as we read, is the one that gives the increase. Okay. He knows how to make this body a living body. Okay. You're not going to have a member that ain't doing something and just there just to be doing it. No, he's going to cut that off, man. Okay? He's going to cut it off, man. If you going out and if you see, just think, if you see somebody walking around using their eyes to smell roses, you would think something wrong with that, man. And if you seen somebody using their ears to try to see, you would ask yourself, well, what the hell is going on with this person? Well, guess what? It says the Most High have what? Given more abundant honor to that part which lack. Okay? So everybody is going to receive, guess what? That same penny, man. Whether you've been in this thing for a hour or whether you've been in this thing for years, man. All right? Because the Most High, he knows the heart, man. He knows who his is, okay? We all, at the end of the day, is working for that penny, man. We all are working for that penny. And we understand, and we understood that when we came in, okay? Whether you've been in this truth for decades, whether you've been in this truth for just a few years, or whether you just came into this truth, all right? If you are the elect, guess what? You're going to receive that penny at the end of the day, man. All right? And we all fine with that. Because why? We just praying that our name is one of the ones that's written in heaven. Okay? So verse 25, that there should be no schism in the body. Right? Because you go to schism, that's division. You know, you can't be, if you're not on the same page, guess what, man? The body, something about that body doesn't look right, okay? Something about that body just doesn't appear right to the Most High, man. And the Most High is not the author of confusion, man. He ain't gonna have the eyes doing the job of the nose, and the nose doing the job of the ears, and the hands doing the job of the feet, and the feet doing the job of, the legs. They're gonna all be doing their assigned position, the job that they were supposed to be doing, man. It says that there should be no schism in the body, right? And I believe that word schism,
Strong's G 4978, schisma. Schisma.
right? And it's a metaphor. It says for division, dissension, right? So the Most High is going to have the body, looking all messed up and jacked up and divided, man. All right? Most High isn't going to do that, okay? It tells us about that. And what is that? Mark, the 3rd chapter? It says what? Let's read it. Mark 3 and verse 24. This is Yahushua speaking. It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So how much more the body, man? If the body has schisms, how the hell can the body stand and walk and function as a living body? Now, if it has schisms, yeah, it could be divided and be, cut up for autopsy, because it's what? It's a dead body, man. But it says what? The Most High is not the God, the power of the dead, but of the living, man. Okay? And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Right? You can't stand if you are divided, if you have schisms in the body. Okay? So how much more the Most High? He isn't going to allow schisms to be in the body and have it functioning and operating as a living body. No. So it says 1 Corinthians 25, is it? What was that? 25, yeah, 1 Corinthians 12 and 25, it says that there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another, right? So every member is going to have their own, care, their own, assigned role that they're going to play, all right? And it's going to show the care for one another, man. They're not going to be trying to play the role, the arm ain't going to be trying to play the role of the leg. The leg ain't going to be trying to play the role of the ear, but they all going to be playing their role in making this body in one, making it, functioning as a living body, as a church. It says, And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Right. Like you let's hey, so you hit your hand on you hit your hand on something hard, you're gonna feel it. Okay? You stump your foot against something, you're gonna feel it. The whole body's gonna suffer. So it says, verse 26, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it, man. Right. You see? So if one member of the body is suffering, we all suffer, man. Okay? And if one member is honored, guess what? All the members rejoice. There's no schism. There's no division, man. Okay? Esau, Edom would love to push that schism, that division, man. All right? That's why the Most High is using him for a sifting mechanism. Okay? Those who fall out, they was given over to the hands of Esau. They played into his hand, man. Getting big-headed, thinking too much of themselves. Esau, Edom, the Most High used Esau, Edom to try you, man. And he'll play with your imagination. Oh, look, man, you ain't got no views on that. Look at all that time you put into that lesson. You ain't got no views. You got to do something to get your numbers up. Nah, man, you got to understand, man. Just because you don't got no views, you got somebody else that has views. Guess what? We all rejoicing, man. Because we don't give a damn about our egos, man. We just trying to get the hell up out of here. Okay? We just trying to get the hell up out of here, man. And praying that we are what? Worthy to be found in the book of life, to be written that our names be written in heaven, man. Care less, man. As long as we doing the work in lockstep of what the spirit of Yahushua is, the testimony of prophecy, hey, man, we come in with one body, okay? So guess what? We gonna take whatever it is gladly, okay? The what does it say? The suffering and the honor, we gonna rejoice. It says, and whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it. Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it, right? And guess what? We getting ready to come into a time of persecution, man. All right, well, we gonna be tried, man. You're gonna have individuals that seen you or know who you are, and they're gonna say, well, guess what? That's that person right there that I seen preaching that, that message of hate all Edomites and only so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans could be saved and all of that. And they're gonna rat you out, man. And guess what? You're gonna have other brothers that's going through the same thing, man. We are gonna be going through persecution, man. And it's gonna try us, okay? Because you're not gonna get this thing just by going and having a walk in the park, man. You're gonna be persecuted. You're gonna be brought before kings and magistrates for a testimony of Yahushua, man. And it says what? And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, right? Because some of us will be martyrs, man. Some of us will be martyrs. Revelation 20:4, man. And some of us, let me rephrase that, will be martyrs for Yahushua's name's sake, man. And we gonna all feel it, man, because some of us gonna see it, okay? But we're gonna have to understand that this is all part of that walk, okay? That straight and narrow path, man. They may take you into a concentration camp or whatever detention center, and you may see a fellow member of the body getting ready to be executed, man. And it may grieve you, okay? But you can't fold and break under pressure, man, because that person is going to be raised up, man. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. Okay? That individual will be raised up, all right? So it says, and whether one member suffer or all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored or all the members rejoice with it. Right? We all going to be rejoicing, man. If our name is written in heaven, when we get called up into those chambers, Isaiah 26:20, enter now into thy chambers, hey, we're going to be rejoicing. We're going to be rejoicing that we got the victory over this beast. All right? I believe that's Revelation 15. It says, verse 27, 1 Corinthians 12:27, now ye are the body of Hamashiach. And we went into that word body, it's living body in church, and members in particular, right? So, this is what we're aiming for. We're aiming to be part of the body of Hamashiach, Yahushua. Okay? This is what we all doing this for, man. So that we can get that crown to be part of the body, okay? You got 144,000. That's going to be the next ruling, governing body over this whole earth. And you have an innumerable number, man. Men, women, and children, okay? That's also going to be what? Receive the glory, receive the salvation, all right? They're just not going to have a position of the 144,000, man. But who cares? Not saying who cares meaning about the 144,000, but who cares about you, the individual, whether or not you the 144,000 or whether you part of the innumerable number. Just the fact that your name is written in heaven. Okay? Because you don't know up until now who you are. You don't even know if you, first of all, you praying that you of the stock of Yasharallah. For many are called, but few are chosen. Then you praying that out of the stock of Yasharallah, you are of the elect. Whether that's the innumerable or the 144,000. We just praying like heck that we of that number. So we got to have that contrite spirit, that stricken, that smitten spirit, Like this word is putting them whips to us. Like, this word is likened to a yoke, man. Okay? It keeps you on that straight and narrow path, man. You got to have a contrite spirit. If not, you can get ahead of yourself and think too highly of yourself and wander off into that wide gate, man. Wide is the way to destruction. There'll be many that, what does it say? Let's go there. I believe that's Matthew. What's that? I thought it was. Matthew 7:13, it says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. You see? And many there be which go in thereat, right? So many, they don't have that contrite spirit, that stricken, that smitten spirit that keeps them on that straight and narrow path, man. They have that pompous, that proud, that ego, that inflated ego, which is that wide and broad way which leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Verse 14, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few, you see that? And few there be that find it. Only a few, man. Only a few can have the spirit that it takes to actually endure into the end, which is the Holy Spirit, man. You gotta have that. You gotta have a contrite spirit, man. You can't think too highly of yourself because you don't know who the hell you are. Excuse the language, but you don't know who you are, man. This is an audition. Okay, more than likely your actions up until now is indicating that, yeah, you may be of that number, you may be of that stock, that ilk, but you don't know for sure because there's no remembrance of the former thing. Let's look up this word straight and then we get that precept. To cause or make, to stand, to place, put. This is the root word. Let me go back. So this is the base from the word stenos.
Strong's G 4728. Stenos. Stenos.
And this is that root. This is the base from that word, which is
Strong's G 2476. Histemi. Histemi.
It says to cause or make, to stand, to place, put, set, to bid, to stand by, in the presence of others, in the midst, before judges, before members of the Sanhedrin, to place, to make, to stand, be kept intact, a family, a kingdom, to escape in safety. So straight is the gate. It's going to keep you intact. That's going to keep you part of the family, a kingdom, which is the what? The elect. So it says what? It says, because straight is the gate. Right? This family, this body, this church, okay, is what? The gate. This is what you're going to be. This is what you're looking to achieve. You're looking to, have your name written in heaven. And the gate is going to have 12 gates, which each tribe, because you don't even know which tribe you come from, to be honest. You don't know if you're of the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Benjamin, okay? Because why? We were scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, okay? So we just praying like, you know what, that we of that number, that we of that ilk, okay? Because like I said, we're going to get that. There's no remembrance of who we are, okay? So because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it, right? Few is going to be able to find out who they are and endure all the way into the end to know who they are. Then that's when you're going to know who you are. You're going to know, I'm of Yasharallah. I'm of the elect. And the Most High is going to, Yahweh is going to make all things new. He's going to reveal everything into you. All right? But until that time, you have no clue of who you are. This is Isaiah 42 and verse 9. It reads, behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right? So we're going to know who we are when that time comes. But up until now, there's no remembrance of who you are. Let me see if I can go there. It might be in Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 11. It reads, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. You see? So we don't know who we are, man. That's why we can't be too proud, okay? We can't be too, prideful, because we don't know who the hell we are, okay? We don't know who we are because just think, if we knew who we are, how much difference of a spirit we would have on us, man. We would have that spirit of already being in the kingdom already. And that's not the spirit we're supposed to be in. Okay, we're supposed to be in a contrite spirit, man. Because why? The Most High, through his only begotten son, Yahweh is going to get all the glory, man. It's not us that's going to receive the glory. We got to be humble, man. Just thankful that we made it by the skin of our teeth, okay? You see? So let's read that one more time and then we'll wrap it up. Ecclesiastes 1:11. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Right. So you don't know who you were in your prior reincarnation or your prior incarnation, and you don't know who you are in this carnation. Okay? You just praying like, you know what, that you of that number, of that small remnant of the elect. You just praying, okay? The slim chance that you are. That's why this is all worth it, man. Okay? To some, they don't see it worth it. They don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe that they could be that. They don't believe that they could be the people of the Bible. They don't even believe the Bible is real. So to them, it's not worth it, okay? But to us, that small remnant, that elect, that's got to go through that straight and narrow gate, which is part of the walk we're going through right now, is all but more than worth it to us, man. Because we understand what's at stake, okay? We understand everything, all right? Hey, we're getting ready to come into some very tumultuous times, man, where you're going to want to have done more, okay? But if you are that number, if you are the elect, guess what? The Most High, he knows how to deliver his, he knows how to deliver his, man. All right? It says that in, I know I said that was going to be the last precept, but let's go there. He knows how to deliver. Second, is it Timothy 2? Must be 2 Peter's 2 and 9. 2 Peter's 2 and 9, it says, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. So the Most High knows exactly who's his and who isn't, man. And guess what? If you ain't his, you're going to be reserved for the day of punishment by the way of those thermonuclear missiles, all right? So this is 1 Peter 5 and 8, and it reads, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Okay? He wants your ego to be inflated. He wants you to think highly of yourself. He wants you to believe that your position, whether it's small or insignificant, doesn't matter. Okay? He wants you to have those thoughts. Why am I doing this? Is it all worth it at the end if I don't even know who I am? I could just go back into the world and just say, I don't believe. That's the thoughts that he wants you reminiscing. Those are the thoughts he wants to have running through your head, man. Those are the thoughts he wants you reminiscing on. But you got to kill that thought, man. You got to smash that thought. And this truth is the way you do it. Because why? It's tearing down all those strongholds, man. You came into this walk, this truth, for a reason. Okay? You put yourself into the lottery. All right? And guess what? If you are the elect, it doesn't matter which number you've chosen. Whether you're the first one chosen or the 144th one chosen or the 144,000th one chosen. You were chosen. For many are called, but what? Few are chosen. You see? You got to be willing to put yourself in the game to get a look at. Okay? If you ain't putting yourself in, how can you even say whether or not you are or aren't? Okay? You won't know to the end. And for some, that's too much. You mean to tell me I got to lower myself down and take instructions from somebody who I don't even, deem worthy? Yes, you have to take instructions, man. You have to have a contrite spirit, okay? You have to believe that the Most High set up men over you to give you sound advice, to give you instructions, to tell you how to navigate through this thing. Because once all hell breaks loose and the lights go off, guess what? That's it for you. You're gonna be on your own then. You're gonna have all the time in the world to think, damn, I should have took advice. I should have, did this how they said. I should have did that. Yeah, you're gonna have all the time in your world to be with your thoughts in that time. No more turning on YouTube, looking at individuals that's giving, lessons and teachings and giving sound advice and taking heed to that. No more, man. Okay? Philippians 2:12, if I'm not mistaken. Work out your own salvation. Okay? It may be times where you're gonna be just you by yourself, man. Okay? And you gotta understand how to navigate. You're gonna have to understand how to reflect back on your teachings. All right? So it's all in some way, shape, or form leading to your, either your demise or your what? Your triumph. Through who? Yahweh Shai. All right? Having the names to call on is important, man. Having the names to call on and the accurate names at that is important. All right? So be sober. Be vigilant. Okay? Because why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. He has to get the green light from Yahweh. Okay? Job, that was a good lesson there. What did he say? What did Satan say? Have you considered your servant Job? The Most High had to allow Satan to tempt Job. He couldn't do it on his own. He had to get what? Showing you that even Satan has to get instructions. Satan can't just do something because he wants to. No. The Most High has to give him the green light to go ahead. So he said, yeah, test him, but don't kill him. You see? So it says, as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. The Most High has to allow him to. Okay? He can't do it just because he wants to. It tells us that. Fear not him that can kill the body, but rather fear him that can what? Kill both body and soul and torment in hell. Believe this. I was right there too. This is Matthew 10:28. This is red letters, Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. Right? They have to have permission, man. They can't kill you if the Most High doesn't give them the green light, man. It says what? But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So that's who you ought to fear, man. You don't need to fear no damn man. Okay? Esau, Edom can't do nothing that the Most High doesn't allow him to do. That's why it says, seeking whom he may devour. He can't just do it on his own, showing that there's no such thing as free will, man. Okay, the Most High, Yahweh, is behind everything. All the judgments that go on, the Most High is behind them. And the rewards as well. Okay? His reward is to give every man according to his works, man. So now is the time to get in, put in that work, as they say. The labor is plenty. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. It's time to put in that work. Whether you deem it little or insignificant or not, man, you got to put in that work, man. Do what is asked of you, man. Take instructions. If you deem that individual over you as to be, a captain, do what it is that that individual requires of you, man. It's just that simple. Okay? It's just that simple. All right? You didn't find out about this truth on your own, man. No. It says the goings, what does it say? Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Right. You didn't find out about this truth on your own. Whether you came across a video or whether you was actually engaged with a camp or a church out on the highways and hedges, you didn't find out about this truth on your own. You were all of us were led in some way, shape, or form by the Heavenly Father to hear this truth. Now, whether or not you are able to actually cultivate it and actually, change and repent, that's on Yahweh. He's the one that's going to give the increase. Okay? So you didn't come across this truth on your own. So in that case, it ain't you that's decided whether or not, you are the soul, the soul deliverer. You're not going to deliver your soul. Okay? So 1 Peter 5 and 8. And harping back again on the word may, it says, seeking whom he may devour. He can't devour you if the Most High says no, don't touch him. He can't. To drink down, swallow down, to devour, to swallow up, to destroy. So he has to get the green light to do any of that. Okay? So, hey, don't think of yourself because you don't have just think, hey, you got a chance at being part of the body, okay? Of the new rulership that's getting ready to come down from those chariots. Just think to yourself, man, you're going to have a possibility of taking part of that ceremony, being crowned. All right? Don't think what you're doing here on this side isn't significant or it doesn't matter. You got to think the bigger picture, man. You got to endure. And then you're going to see whether or not who you are. Don't let the thoughts of Satan mislead you and tell you to give up. Okay? You got to have a contrite spirit, a stricken spirit, man. All right? Not to play on words of slavery, but, our ancestors, the slaves, man, they was taking beatings left to right, man. And they endured. We got to have that same spirit, man. We got to have a contrite spirit, man. Up until the time we get changed in the twinkling of an eye. Then we're going to get new bodies. Our thought process will change. We will no longer have these thoughts running through our heads, man. We're going to have pure thoughts. Fleshly heart. We're going to have that new covenant, man. Yeah, we got to fight like hell to ward off these damn imaginations and these thoughts up until then, man. But that's why we have this truth right here, okay? Romans 15 and 4 tells us that what? These things was written aforetime for our learning, man. Okay? So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So with that being said, pray some moments edified through this lesson, and until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.